Hello, brothers and sisters. I'm like, welcome to my page. My page is about common sense, but I try to keep it down under the nitty gritty, under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, that means it's something very, very, very important. And not important to liberals, libertards, people who believe in God, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like tattoos, people like to wear shades at night, people wear their hats backwards, people like the pants sagging. These videos are not for you. You are not mature enough to watch these videos. But if you care to watch, you can. But if you have any comments, questions, or even some roast fest, you want to roast my head, you want to roast my teeth. These are dentures, guys. I recommend everybody get dentures. These are upper and the bottom ones. The paper is the best, even though it's kind of disgusting after a while, but you put 3 of them on and it feels comfortable. Everybody should get dentures because you live longer. When you have real teeth, that's not what this video is about, by the way. When you have real teeth, you have to floss, right? And 9 times out of 10, if a man is eating booty, that's disgusting. You already have an STD in your mouth. And all of the women that suck dick, that's disgusting, guys. You're kissing some motherfucking man's cum in your own mouth. You nasty motherfucker. If I come to you and you told me you eat booty, and then or you eat a used vagina, I'm gonna be like, yo, get away from me. Once you tell me that, I'll make sure I stay my perimeter away, my distance in feet away, so nothing won't come out by accident and splash me on my holistic face, okay? But anyway, this video is going to be about fathers, boys, men, and the correlation to relationships. Now, in relationships, however, men don't really necessarily need to ask permission from their fathers to date. And the reason be is because men do too much. They're already bigger simps than women. Okay? Women already told me this. They get bored when they get in a relationship. They can have the most perfect relationships. But women are the one who told me that shit. So don't just say I'm making that shit up. Now, guys, the only type of guys that cheat are one of those 25%, 20%ers up there who they can afford to cheat. And then there's those beta males who's not tested because they never really had a piece of pussy. So that's why I tell you women, this is advice for you women, to test that motherfucker out. If he's a beta male and he's in heat and he wants to cheat, okay, then he gonna be just to beat, okay? But men are most likely more loyal in relationships because they are in desperado mode and puppy dog mode to be with your ass until they get tired. And I just came from playing basketball. That's why I'm sweating up a storm here. But when it comes down to a man asking permission, usually most people have never had a father figure, a strong father figure, a very strong. So the key word is that people get me misconstrued. I said, some people will say, oh, I had a father, but he wasn't strong enough because look where you're at now. And then if I say that, they'll try to deflect it and say, oh, he was strong. You just disobeyed him. That's all. You just disobeyed him. You disobeyed his direct order. I saw some fathers who protected me. And it's like, she is not going to respect you, brother. And I respect those fathers because they did try to teach their daughters about how to properly respect a man. But 9 times out of 10, because I always get some beta busters on here and people talking about me, I don't care. Okay? I have experience. I got YouTube videos to back up my shit, though. I ain't worried about it. I'm a therapist. I'm a bona fide therapist. I've hooked people up, and I made a few mistakes. I hooked some people up who I thought was compatible. Then I realized the guy was a knucklehead, trapping the woman up. He was an alcoholic. I didn't do enough psychoanalysis on the dude, and dude was working, but he was a bum, and then he used drugs, and I didn't check his room. I didn't do all that shit. There's a lot of shit that I didn't do, but sometimes I take a hunch and say, hey, okay, give me your personality type. I'll hook you up. Now, when it comes down to fathers asking permission to be in relationships, they really don't need that because men already do too much in relationships. They're just simps like that. I'll usually say that you're not. I was just in the store Kohl's, right? And this white guy was looking at me because I was talking to my ex She was talking about some shit because she wasn't paying attention to what I was saying. And I said, you're annoying me. I just said it twice to where I was at. She didn't hear me. Because women are not very good listeners. Naturally, they're not very good listeners. Most women are not very good listeners. They have not been taught. Okay? And so, I said to her, I'm hanging up. The way I said it. He started laughing. Okay? I said, you got to learn how to put these women in place. And he said that I can't do nothing. My woman is right. I said, that shows your manlyhood right there. Okay. He started smiling. Okay. He had a broken hand or some shit. She probably broke his fucking hand because he wasn't focused. I don't do that shit. She will respect me in my house. My daughters know that. I'll get rid of them and her real quick. Okay. I don't have time for the mental anguish. It's quick. That's why I only get paid from used vaginas, guys. Only get paid. You do not need to fuck women to get the money. Okay? Y'all never heard of Gigolo and services, guys? The women are already pimping y'all motherfuckers out. Okay? And women are doing the big pimping, not the guys. The guys don't know what pimping is, okay? But I don't teach pimping and shit. I just teach how people can do a trade-off. Everything is like a business. It's a trade. It's like a business. It's a trade-off. You can't just give two things and you don't get two things back. You're giving too much, guys. You're complimenting too much. If she don't automatically compliment you after you said she was beautiful, you have to stop it. You have to stop that. Women are not good at reciprocating energy or returning affection back as well as much as you were in the beginning, because they, in their minds, they were already programmed to say that they have gold between their legs. Okay? Now, guys trying to talk to their father, there's no need for a lot of communication if this genetics. I believe strongly that from my experiences, from watching a lot of children and babysitting and getting paid more than most of you guys, girls are definitely harder to raise. I can tell you straight up. They can actually cause trouble for you if you hang around too much. Look what happened to R. Kelly. Some shit. You know, mothers be setting up their daughters for the downfall of their boyfriends all of the time. I tell women all the time, why do you have that boy over, that guy over here? I saw some terrible, terrible things too, man. I saw some kids get raped and hurt. And then I'm questioning the mother, because the judgment of the mother, I said, is you cannot be having men in the house if you got daughters in the house. You cannot do that, especially for white men. The snowman is much more corrupt, okay? They will do some heinous shit, okay? So I'm just telling you from experience and statistics as well. You know there's more white men than black men. Obviously, white men do the most heinous crimes. Black folks, they do homicide in their hood. That's all. And white people get away with shit more. That's all. It's not per capita. It's just white people get away with more murder than black people do, even though it's in the hood. You just got to think about it. Use common sense, okay? But other than that, men and boys who live with their parents are good picks, women. I'm trying to tell you that. Because if they're still living with their mother and their father, you could get a chance to know them, right? Okay? And then you could take care of him if you got an income, because you got to have income to have a family, right? And if he's a nice personality, you take him out from the mother, then he hasn't really been out in the world. He's going to be more scared to try to cheat. Well, women on the other hand, after a while, they tend to cheat more even regardless, because I learned from firsthand experiences that even dealing with virgins, I only deal with virgins. They can be disloyal. And I only did it one time. I tried to prove my point, and I did. Brought a virgin over here. I knew she was a virgin, and she betrayed me. And everybody told me 3 years is the magic number when a woman, it's not a man, like the James Brown song, it's usually the woman that destroys the nuclear family, because she has opportunities. She has different types of options. But she don't understand she was making a terrible mistake, because she didn't have a daddy figure to tell her, if you keep jumping from man to man, hypergamy shit, you are going to be left alone. And your box is going to be fucked up, okay? I do not sleep with used vaginas. I make it very super hard. You gotta pay me before I touch that used vagina, okay? And I wear gloves. And I blindfold your ass, okay, right? But anyway, that's enough of me talking, okay? Men don't usually need permission from their fathers. It's the women that need permission from their fathers, because they're not making good decisions on allowing whatever man to come up in them. That's it. That's common sensely. Just think about it. Men are doing too much because I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. It's under 10 minutes. Peace.